my name is Totalbiscuit, and I suck at Starcraft 2. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Totalbiscuit, and I suck at Starcraft 2. Welcome to another episode. This one is designed to try and drill one particular thing into your head at lower levels. If you haven't already figured this out, this is a tutorial series aimed at those in lower levels. These lessons do not necessarily apply to higher level play. Bear that in mind, and in the lower leagues, things are a little bit more, let's just say, in flux. You might have no idea what this guy is doing right here, but I will tell you shortly, as he scouts here on the Delta Quadrant. In the meantime, I'm doing what I always do, which is buildy, supply depot goes down on 10, no issues whatsoever. He searches around, tries to find me. Now, the lesson I'm going to try and instill in you today is the cheesy idea from Galaxy Quest of never give up, never surrender. And while in a pro game, GGing at the correct time is considered to be good manners, in a low-level game, it can actually lose you a match that you would otherwise be able to win. So, well, you'll see what's happening right here. You see, alright, there's some cheese going on right here. What's going to happen? It took him ages to actually find me there, I might add. So he's been stuck on 10 probes for ages. So that doesn't really help him out. In terms of my I'm 2 harvesters ahead of him. So I scout this pylon, and then he actually goes gateway. I'm thinking, oh, it's proxy cannons. No, it's not proxy cannons. It's actually proxy gateway. And not only proxy gateway, it's double proxy gateway on 10 supply, which is what a lot of people would call a cheesy tactic. I do not like the word cheese. Cheese implies that somehow a tactic is lesser and done only by idiots and scrubs, and in reality that's not true. Cheese, as it's called, is done at the highest levels of play, and indeed most of those kind of people understand that this kind of aggressive, unexpected tactic has its place in the toolbox of any player. Now, when I see this, my response is to build bunker and to start pumping out some Marines. However, I'd like to rewind and show you my first mistake in this defense. Let's go back just a little bit, and we'll show you exactly what I did wrong. Okay, so here's barracks. Skippy. There we go. Barracks is up. Keep an eye on that clock, folks. Keep an eye on it. 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 30, about almost 15 seconds before I start building my first Marine. And that is critical. I mean, obviously at this point, I'm panicking like crazy. But, oh my god, look at all this crap that's going on. Oh my god. And I'm thinking, how do I counter this? I've never actually seen this before. I've never come up against something like this. So, I go bunker, and I go Marines. Now, here's the thing, I don't know if I placed this right. I mean, I probably could have placed this in a better area, like here maybe, because obviously what he's going to try and do here is flank around the side of my bunkers, and then he's going to do big damage. So I end up supply bucking myself as well, which really didn't help at all. Try and kill that pylon. The problem is he's actually built well here. He's got more support down here, and now he's got a zealot in my mineral line. I'm not mining anything, but bear this in mind, he still only has 10 probes. Now, you might be thinking at this point, oh, this is GG, totally bone. But think about it for a second. He now only has 9 probes, because I managed to kill another one of his probes. He is totally fixated on this. He's not even mining. Look at this, he's not even mining. He's hanging around right there. So, yeah, I just lost tons of SCVs. Another 5. That ain't good. That ain't good at all. But his economy is in the toilet. He is not mining anything. So, one gate was going to go down. I take the zealot there as well. I'm still down to 5 SCVs. That's pretty bad. That's a bad situation to be in. But, again, this guy, not doing anything, he's so fixated on this cheese right here that, now he finally, at the 5.25 minute mark, starts mining again. And again, this is a lesson for lower level players. Obviously, the first lesson's Protoss will be, if you're going to do anything like this, don't do something like that. I mean, the idea that he's not mining, how could he have not noticed this? I mean, he should have seen his mineral count go down the toilet, but he didn't notice. So, that's about situational awareness and tunnel vision, no question about that. And his response now is to go into Forge, which makes sense, because then he can put a cannon down, which would be good against any kind of counter-attack that I decide to push in. So, I have 4 Marines right here. Here we go. A slice and dice. I probably lose one, but then I run back to the bunker to try and take him out, and there you go. Now, the first thing I should have then probably done is immediately counter-attacked. Yeah? Now, he's got a Forge coming up right here, but I could have probably got there in time to attack him if I knew where he was. This is the problem. I don't know where the guy is. Actually, I do. I must have sent... I don't even know when I sent that SCV, but whatever the case, I must have sent an SCV down there. His response is to build a photon cannon so that I can't counter-attack. But if I got in there quick enough, I probably could have counter-attacked. How much damage I'd have been able to do with 4 Marines? Questionable. Not a huge amount. It'd have probably been able to push them away with probes. Eventually get a cannon down. Maybe 2. But, yeah, maybe a counter-attack there would have been beneficial. But right now, you know what's going through my mind? What's going through my mind is, screw this guy. Seriously, screw him. I'm not giving up to that. It's not happening. I'm gonna try and rebuild and see what I can do. Now, economically, I am boned. I'm way behind. I'm having to rebuild from 5 SCVs. I lost my extractor. Now, that's all gone. I got 2 barracks that I can't support, really, because I don't have enough harvesters mining. So I've got these 2 barracks that really can't do anything. Neither of them have got an add-on on them. I've got enough maybe for a tech lab, and that's it, because I don't have a refinery. I'm only just starting to rebuild a refinery now on 19 supply. I'm supply blocked again, because I don't have any money to build a supply depot. And I'm now on 11 SCVs versus his 18 probes. That's not so great. However, bear in mind the economic loss he took. He had, for minutes at a time, no mining going on. His probe count was vastly reduced because he was dedicating all of his money to building zealots to try and destroy me and hoping that I would just quit immediately. He was hoping for a quick win, and that is not, in fact, what it is. And now, almost on the 9-minute mark, indeed, that's not going to even be up before the 9-minute mark, he rebuilds his gateway after investing 450 minerals into cannons. His technology is completely in the toilet. Now, of course, I don't know that. So what I'm doing right here is I'm creating a bit of a wall right here with these 2 barracks so that if he tries to go in again with zealots, then I should be able to take him out. I'm pretty confident right now he probably doesn't have a cybernetics core because he went with those 2 gateways initially. He invested a lot of money. Chances are he probably doesn't have a cybernetics core. And indeed, he doesn't. He's now just rebuilding his cybernetics core right here. So, can you come back from this position? Well, in a pro-level game, probably not. In a pro-level game, that would pretty much be GG, let's be honest. There are occasional turnarounds when that's not the case, but more often than not in a situation like that, you'll probably just GG. You'll just say, that's it, done. In a lower-level game, you don't have to do that. You are not obliged to give him the quick win, so don't give him the quick win. And consider that maybe, just maybe, he actually is in a really crappy position now as well. And as it turns out, he's not in the greatest of positions, is he? That's his robotic... He goes double robotics facility right now. Double robotics facility. He's got a single gateway. Now, this to me is a questionable decision. Double robotics facility at this stage of the game is like... Immortals. Okay, build Immortals. Well, why would you build Immortals? Consider why you would build Immortals. You would build Immortals if you're absolutely sure that your opponent's counterattack is going to be heavily Marauder-based. And as it turns out, actually, it was. Look at that. 3 barracks down with Marauders, actually building a 4th barracks, which is inadvisable because I can't really support that. I can't really bring in enough income for that. But, hey, build a 4th barracks. Why not? I'm supply blocked right now anyway. Might as well build something. I've got the supply depot on the way up. Don't have the energy to do a supply drop. Not that you'd really want to do that anyway. That's not so great. So let's get some of those out. Let's get some Marauders on the field. Let's see what we can do. My stim pack is on the way, and he's got double Immortal coming out. No Observer, which is kind of weird, honestly. If you're going to build your robotics facility, you'd think the first thing you're going to do is build an observer, but he's not doing that. Where are the other gateways? I have to wonder this. He has like 500, now 600 minerals. He could put down 2 more gateways at least. And he hasn't done that. Now, army composition-wise, I have enough to kill him now. Really. 10 Marines, 2 Marauders. with Stimpack, which will probably be about ready by the time I get there, against 2 Immortals, I could go at him right now. The thing is, I am in a very defensive posture right here. I am afraid of a counterattack. I really don't actually know just how little he has, and I'm finally now sending a scout out to find out what he's got. Another gateway coming up right here for Pierre. Incidentally, this was actually a Platinum League player. He is rank 3 in his division. I don't know, maybe this was just an off day for him. I don't like insulting people's playstyles. I find what he's doing right now extremely questionable. You know, he is building a lot of Immortals, and he has no idea what I'm making. He doesn't. He has no scout out there at all. All he knows is that I've got like 3 barracks coming up, and that is about it. Now, with that Marine, I'm able to scout those Immortals. So what do? Well, I'm going to stop building those for one. Let's swap around. Let's get some reactors rolling. Let's start building some Marines instead. Let's get the combo going. Let's throw a factory in there, so if need be, I can go through to Starport and get some medivacs. Pretty much return to what you feel is perhaps the safest thing. But also bear in mind that doing the safest thing isn't necessarily the best idea. I mean, if I went in against him right now, could I win it? I don't know. Against 6 Immortals, probably not. But if I'd gone in earlier against 2, I could have probably taken them out. And I could have maybe disabled the robotics facility before he could send out a second one. And there we go, rolling forward with now 6 Immortals. But he has nothing else. And I've scouted those Immortals. So, 1 reactor, 2 reactors. Also pumping Marines from these things with tech labs as well. And, of course, building a combat shield. Because I know, right, okay, I'm going to focus on Marines for the time being. So, let's get the combat shield up there. Let's get it all sorted out. What's my economy like? Actually recovered pretty well. I'm about 7 probes behind what he's got. But that's not too bad. Now he's building Dark Templar. Again, I just... No. This is not a follow-up. This really isn't a follow-up to what he just did. I don't understand what he's trying to do here. Oh my god, Totalbiscuit, micro. Move forward, Totalbiscuit. Why do you do this? Why? Just move. Oh, that makes me angry in my pants and possibly head. Come on. I was like, hey, I'm going to expand in the next 5 millennia. Anyway, tech lab down, grab myself siege tech just so I have some options. Why not? You know, I've got the gas. Why not? What else am I going to spend it on? I haven't got my engineering bay up yet. Spend it on something, for God's sake. Use the gas. Now, he's starting to mass forces right here. And finally, now, at the 16-minute mark, he moves in his observer. There you go. And what is he going to do? Keep an eye on his production tab. Does he change his grand plan of doom? Because he's about to have 9 Immortals, which is amazing if I happen to be deploying Thors and siege tanks, and Marauders, not so great when I'm sitting on 37 Marines, and I am now building about 6 at a time. Dark Templar on the way. He's relying on a mix of Dark Templar and no doubt some Gateway units as well. And Dark Templar, cool. No, okay, nothing wrong with Dark Templar. And as it turns out, I don't have anything to deal with the Dark Templar anyway, except for the fact that, of course, I'm Terran, and I have Scan. Oh god, my face, as I meet his forces in the middle right there. I don't know about his Dark Templar, but of course I will eventually, you know, I will eventually realize that I retreat back to my bunkers, and he's not willing to actually go in. Now, I know now that his Dark Templar is there. So what am I going to do? Well, save up the energy for a scan, for one thing, and also let's get some missile turrets on the field so that his Dark Templar are rendered ineffective. Regardless of the fact that he has 2 warp gates, he is not using warp prisms, so cool, we'll take advantage of that as well, even though I don't really know that at this point. And now he's finally starting to warp in a mix of gateway units. He doesn't have any sentries there, which is advantageous for me, because, hey, no Guardian Shield means Marines chew through everything. Some Stalkers in there, a few Zealots, and, of course, his Dark Templar. What is my economic situation? Again, it's still okay. He's only just now at the 18th minute starting to expand. Now, obviously, I probably could have expanded earlier than this, but I'm now responding to an attack, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. Got a tech lab coming up because I'm going to go build a Raven. And, hey, you know, I need some mobile detection. I don't want to rely on this energy to deal with these Dark Templar. I want to build a Raven, maybe 2, and then I can also use the point defense to deal with those Stalkers as well. So it's a good little mix. Why not? And eventually I could actually build an expansion here if I want. Right now I'm not going to do that. Finally now he's going through to his robotics bay, which again, way too late. Now, in theory, I could go in there and probably win it. I could go in here right now, but I'm feeling really defensive. I don't want to go in there until I have a Raven out, so at least I can see what's going on in terms of those Dark Templar. I don't know how many he has. No? If I go in there and scan and his Dark Templar group is split up, then all of my Marines are going to die, and then he's going to counterattack and kill me. Horribly. So I'm being a little bit passive here, but at least I have a reason for being passive. What is his reason? Well, he's going to go for me right now, and my Raven is almost out. Almost. Yeah? I'll have it out in the next 10 seconds. Once that Raven is on the field, those Dark Templar will be rendered effectively useless. Am I expanding? Not yet. Not yet. Not feeling it. Little bit of Marauder scouting right there. And look at the amount of firepower I can bring to bear. 55 Marines with the +1. No, +1 weapon upgrade isn't quite finished yet. But there you go. The Raven is on the field. The Dark Templar are annihilated. And now I'm finally managing to push through that line. And there's the stim. Rip through those Immortals as rapidly as possible. I have bunker support right there. And he's forced back with tremendous economic loss. There you go. All the way back on the field. Okay. Now I'm in a good position. I lost quite a few Marines, but they're much easier to rebuild. I have a Raven on the field, which means, hey, I'm going to neutralize your Stalkers, and I'm going to neutralize your Dark Templar, and now I can look for a counter-attack. At least once I have the Raven there with me. Not really willing to move out so much without the Raven. Don't want to risk it. Don't really know what I'm doing. Oh, yeah, of course, I spotted the Observer. There you go. That's the reason I did that. Like, what are you doing, TB? But there you go. 2 Ravens on the field. And only now is he getting out his first Colossus. Which is just bizarre. And if you notice right there, he mined his base out before expanding. I don't really know. I don't know. Maybe the guy's just having an off day. That's all I can really say. But yeah, I know this is a bad opponent, but I'm not teaching you strategy here, I'm teaching you attitude. The attitude is, don't give up against players on... If you're in a lower level league, don't give up, because you never know what kind of mistakes the other guy could be making. In Masters, this doesn't apply. You know? Oh, Masters League, you know for a fact that your opponents are probably not going to be making those kind of mistakes. As it turns out, this guy is, because he's not in Masters. So, don't give up, don't concede those wins when you don't have to. There's no reason, there's no code of honor that says, oh, I'm in an almost unrecoverable position. I must GG right now and save us both time. Don't do that. Have some goddamn balls and fight the bastard. Never give up, never surrender, and never let the bastard grind you down. It's as simple as that. Get aggressive. Used a couple of Ravens right there. There's the point defense drone. He's not even able to shoot at my SCV. There is his expansion gone. And now he has no way to get any money. And there you go. A turnaround and a win. Did I play well there? No. No, I did not. Did my opponent? No. No, he did not. But it comes down to attitude and grit. It's as simple as that. I'm down to 5 SCVs. Cool. Okay. In Masters League, that might be the end of me. In Silver or Gold, or even in this case, as we see, Rank 3 Platinum, no. Not so much. Not so much, folks. Have a bit of guts. Consider that your opponent could be in a really bad position as a result of his early game. I wouldn't call it all in, but I would call a significant early game investment that is not safe. It is not a safe build. Consider that, and think maybe, just maybe, yes, you can come back from it. And if you lose, whatever. You tried. You tried. And you will know better for next time, as opposed to just raging out and leaving and just saying, oh, I'm done, meh. And just ignoring the replay and just getting mad and quitting StarCraft 2 and going playing something else for a while. Just have a bit of grit. Give it a bash. And remember, always remember to analyze those replays afterwards. Watch what your opponent does. If so you can spot the potential weaknesses in a build like that. So if you ever come up against it again, you can have an idea of the kind of state he's going to be in afterwards, and any kind of window there might be for sticking the boot in afterwards and doing a counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Totalbiscuit, and I still suck at StarCraft 2. I'll see you next time.